Hello everybody, how is it going? So, just before we get into the video, just wanted to talk about my pre-release experience. Also, my bad for not uploading for the past 2 days. One of them I wasn't pre-release, the other one I was just kind of busy. My fault, but I just wanted to show you what I ended up with. We did get the winter Luffy, which is very cool. And so I didn't open 2 boxes, I opened 1, and one of my buddies opened 1. The cards I got were, on the top row was the 2 Rosinantes and Yamato. I can't lie, I wish that wasn't what I pulled. The Yamato's cool, but Rosinante doesn't seem super playable. I love Rosinante, obviously, you know, with Law, great character, and I'm like happy to have the arts, but I would have loved to just get them later on when he went down and I didn't have to, you know, I was hoping to pull more of cards that I wanted to play for the Doffy deck. But my friend, like an absolute demon, his first pack was the Alt-Art Leader Doffy, and then he pulled the Alt-Art 10-drop Doffy, and yeah, he's lending them to me for now, and I figured I'd show them off just so you guys could check out the arts. Really cool. But yeah, I was when I went to pre-release, I was expecting it to be you know, like draft. I just, you know, figured play the fun format, sounds good, but we didn't have that. We just ended up playing kind of normal format, which was fine. I was playing Law. It was not super big. I think there was like 4 rounds till it was just me undefeated, and I played against Katakuri. Second round my opponent dropped. Third round I played against Ace, which is definitely a harder matchup for Law, but I think I just saw the searchers that I needed to see to win that matchup. And then 4th round I play against Yellow Big Mom, which I think is a bit harder than Katakuri, just because she can put, like, you know, thunderbolts on her life and stuff. But yeah, ended up winning because Law is still super good in the yellow. And yeah, just wanted to show you guys this real quick, and we'll get into the match. Alright, so hopping into the match. Kind of funny, we were just talking about Ace, and here he is again. I was interested in how Ace does against Doffy, because, you know, green usually struggles to heavy removal. Like, green didn't have the best matchup in the black, struggles a bit, you know, getting like hit by Fire Fist with Zoro. And I was curious kind of how this matchup went, but also I think my curve ends up being completely nuts, so I also kind of wanted to show how, I guess, strong Thunder Bagua is. Card is very good in the deck. What I do with Law is, honestly, I take almost all the life he gives me, unless I absolutely have to defend it. So yeah, taking double 5k is kind of that's kind of greedy, but I want all the cards in my hand so I can hopefully play through all of his removal. And I don't have to give him a card next turn because I can just clear the buggy, which is also cool with me. We grab a Luffy, that's cool. We have one of the Thunder Baguas to put us on the Luffy curve. But yeah, talking a bit more about pre-release, I did play a little bit against one of my other friends who actually already had green-purple Doffy built, and I was playing Law because it's the only deck I had on me. But that matchup definitely seems, I think, fine for Law, just because you have Restand Law to kind of play around 10-drop, and if you see your cards, you know, Law's engine is just very strong in building advantage and, you know, just doing Law things, so I think that matchup will be fine. Also, he does Crossfire Seaquake my Nami, and then attack for 7. I do counter it just so I can use the Thunder Bagua, and then it'll put me on Luffy curve. But yeah, I think that matchup is fine for Law. Before recording this match, I was playing a ton against a Queen player. We only ended up playing like 3 matches, but it was like an hour total. And yeah, Law definitely still can beat Queen, but it's harder than I thought it was, and I think it's mostly just because of Pound, the 3-drop blocker. That card is very annoying. Just dealing with your board or your like Zoros and stuff. So yeah, I'll probably post one or 2 of those games, or I could post all of them if you guys want. I don't know if I can commentate for an hour, but I could try. He Flame Emperors my Luffy. We'll counter out of the double strike because I still want my Uta, and it's a pretty easy counter. But yeah, I definitely need more experience in in that matchup. I think there's times when you're supposed to swing and times when you're not supposed to swing, and I think I definitely misplayed a lot. So definitely a lot to learn for that matchup. Definitely not easy for either end, I don't think. So yeah, that's definitely something to get more experience in. But for now, I want to play some of the new deck. I'm sure a lot of people are interested in the new decks. So yeah, we're gonna play some Doffy. Or we are playing some Doffy. But yeah, look at the double Thunder Bagua. I can already drop a 10 drop. It's crazy. So yeah, I mean, I don't think you can play this deck without Thunder Bagua. That card is kind of absolutely insane because it'll let you play. It just works so well with your curve because either you get to play Luffy a turn earlier, or you get to play Luffy on curve and then Thunder Bagua to play 10 drop on curve, which is super nuts. But he responds with an ace to my 10 drop. If he wants to clear Uta, we'll probably just have to let her go. We could like Spider's Web if he swings the Ezo at it, but he doesn't. He just Sequakes it, which is fair. But if he swung the Ezo at it and then I like Spider's Webbed it and then he still had the Sequake punish, that would have been really good. So I think it was probably worth taking that little swing because could have gotten an extra card out of my hand. But instead I Punk Gibson the ace swing and tap his Ezo. So if we happen to be a dirty sacker and find another 10 drop, we can rest everything. But yeah, this deck is super fun. I do think you kind of need to high roll it sometimes, at least in some matchups. It's a little bit rough not having Doffy being searchable yet. I wonder what lists are going to look like when we get, you know, the Baby 5, like Bonnie Searcher and stuff in OP05, but the deck is super strong. I feel like it has answers to, or it kind of resolves matchups that it would struggle in. Like I honestly believe you can beat yellow late game because 10 drop Doffy is still super strong. I think against removal decks you have the film package to kind of mitigate how much you're losing on your board every turn. You gain a lot of card advantage. You always have access to 2 drop spells, or 2 drop events, my bad. So, I mean, yeah, the deck is really solid. I think it's also just really fun. You know, having a bunch of little engines like Tesoro and Nami. Really cool deck. Also, Doffy is just really cool. So, yeah. But we're looking solid against Ace. Again, my curve was kind of nuts. Yeah, 10 drop is really good. He grabs Flame Emperor off the buggy. So, if I play Luffy next turn, which is kind of my only decent play, it will probably get Flame Emperored, but I think it's fine. It's no worries. But he'll Whitebeard Pirates, grab a Marco. I think the 5-drop Marco after boosting up his Ezo. A little bit of a weird ordering, but yeah, no, it's fine. And then he'll go 7 Dawn on Ezo attacking for 12. I'm fine with taking that because I'm developing 2 blockers next turn. I should be completely fine. Pick up a Tesoro. I wish I could play this card, but I think it's too greedy to play him. Because if he does have like another Makino, I could potentially die. It's unlikely, because I'd have a lot up, because, I mean, I could just play like Tesoro, and then like not anything else, and leave 4 Dawn up for the 2 spider webs, but I think developing the Luffy is just a better play. So we'll swing 5 to clear his Makino, then swing 2 10s at his life. He ends up taking both. Very good, very good. No trigger. I mean, the triggers wouldn't have even been able to affect the 10-drop Doffy, so we weren't too worried. But yeah, we play Luffy, play Uta, have 5 Dawn active for the 2 Spider's Web. We should be completely fine. Absolutely no worries. Yeah, I'm interested in like why this resurgence in Ace. It might just be coincidence that, you know, the guy at local's playing it and then I immediately run into it playing Doffy. I mean, he didn't really get any better, right? He didn't really get any cards. If like stuff comes off the ban list, like, you know, Blocker Marco, that'll help him a lot, but I don't know, Ace is definitely in a rough spot. But he does take the Flame Emperor on my Luffy, and I mean, even if he all-ins, I still have the Uta if he doesn't have a response to that. So, definitely just a rough spot for him. The double 10 drop is just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I'm curious what you guys think about this deck, if you've tried it at all. so far it's really fun. I want to put some more time into Rebecca as well, just because I think that deck is also very interesting. I also really want to make Queen, because Queen is super fun, but I need to get, 8-drop categories in life. I'm also missing a bunch of the yellow cards, so we'll work on that. But he ends up swinging 10 in my life, which is a weird number, especially considering I have a blocker. I feel like he definitely could have just swung 9, so they'll still just take 2 cards. But yeah, we'll counter out of that pretty easily. Has 3 Dawn left. Let's see what he does. Plays a Rush Zoro. Okay. Attacks for 5. And yeah, just kind of concedes. I mean, the game was over next turn. There wasn't really much he could do. But yeah, just a quick match. Hope y'all enjoyed. I don't really know if I commentated the match very well. I was just kind of talking about stuff. Hopefully y'all don't mind. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.